fashion presentation. It's a chicken, fish, or steak type presentation. We did a couple. We did a couple of surveys today, and Chuck, we did a survey talking about this new interactive 52-week home study course that, and I said, I want to know if people got interest in it because I had this idea with this technology to do one. It's a lot of work, but I said, wouldn't it be great to have that in 2026? Chuck, how many people and what was the, just give, you don't have to tell me the total number. We had a big crowd there today. What was the percent of people in the train and trade that liked the idea of me putting something like that together?
Well, in the train and trade, we actually had we had that one friend of yours in there, so it was about 99%. So
99% of people in train and trade said they wanted me to do it. And
yeah,
then,
we
and
won't
then
talk about the we won't talk about the 1% though.
yeah, right. Yeah, that was a joke. Okay. Then what about in the live trading? Did the people that spent a lot of money to be with me for the next few months thought that might help them become better traders also? What did they say, percentage wise?
Oddly enough, it came out to the same percentage, and I'm not sure if we had a dissenter in there or if we had a jokester in there. It's one or the other, but it was
Gotcha.
overwhelmingly like well over 99. I think it was 98% because there's a smaller crowd, but huge
Yeah.
percentage wanted it.
Well, one of the things I think people understand is here's questions before I get into presentation. You ought to ask, why do people, once they start with DTI, why do they stay with DTI for such lengthy periods of time? I'm talking about 20, 25, 10, 15, a lot of different markets up and down, right? Okay. Uh, and why do people stay with DTI? I think, I'm going to tell you, and then y'all tell me if this is true. I think the reason people stay with DTI is I teach you how we make these decisions to make money for yourself, where you can take what we do. It's sort of like a startup in that we show you it works, we do all this stuff, and then all of a sudden you take it and really become good at the game of trading. And I think that's due to education, in my estimation. Y'all agree with that? Everybody agree with that? Type agree if you agree with that statement. Because I know this for a fact. I look at Tom Busby circa 2000 and Tom Busby circa today. I know a lot more, have a lot more experience than I had back then. And I've learned, I always make it an effort to try to keep learning. Okay. I think that's the safety valve. You just never get fat, dumb, and happy in this business. This is a hard game. As I tell you all the time, that it's a hard game. And I don't think anybody would question the dedication that we put in to make it happen. Chuck's been with me since I started DTI, and people that have been with me, Adam and Jonathan and other people have been with me all this time. And the reason they have is because it works. Okay. We're not one of those people that you can come in the door on the front end and you're around for 30 days and down the road. If you care about learning and care about doing what we do. And I was thinking about the home study course because I wanted to put something out there that would be interactive for you because I really, this year is a fantastic year. We know that, right? But we got to make 2026 fantastic, okay? And there's a lot of things that are going to happen in 2026 that didn't happen in 2025. And so I'm going to spend the month of December with Chuck and Jonathan and try to put together something that we'd be really proud of to put our name on. So that's what we're going to do, and that's going to be our project. The other thing that I'm really proud of is the new anchor trade that we did. That was something using what our approach is, and the anchor trade is very valuable, and we think that's good. Yeah, the SPX is still going. It's just not this week, Brandon, because of the light volume. And yeah, we're very active there. Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, I just want people to know that two primary areas, if you ask me, should you learn futures? I would say, oh, yesterday. Futures always lead, okay? Always lead the stock market. And people see that once they see it. So let me ask the question. Who here, just say yes or say no if you're in my futures program, futures first program. I'm just curious about that. I'm not going to do a poll. Yes or no? Jennifer Potts said she joined Day. Way to go. Okay, Philip, yes. Okay, Will, Keith, okay. Yeah, so if you're going to be in this business a long time, whether you trade futures or not, you need to learn about futures. What has happened over the years, the independent IB, okay, it's just something that is important for you to learn. Okay, let me read what Neil said. I think this are curious if there will be less emphasis on teaching details and more emphasis on basics that you have taught your because some of us are curious as to whether there will be less try. Hey, Neil, how long you been with me? Neil, how long you been with me? How many months you been with me, Neil? I love your question. 6 months. Neil's worried there's going to be less trading with me. I want everybody that's been with me over a year, 2 years, answer Neil. Will there be less trading with Tom Busby and DTI going forward? Just say, give me your answer, okay? Because no way. What the heck? Are you kidding? Buck says there'll be more. Great question, Neil. First and foremost, I will trade. And Roger says the only time you get less trading with Tom is when he's sleeping. Sometimes you get some trade there. No, there'll always be. I'm an active trader. I've been one since I started years ago. I guess I'll die with the mouse in my hand because I'll be active trading. Okay. Anyway, I've just got to tell you, don't worry about that. But I'm going to take people. Let me tell you what I am going to do though. I'm going to spend my time with people that really have a desire to be good at this game. And if you just, coming up to a convenience store and hope you get money, yeah, it'd be there for you. But the bottom line is I'm more interested in people like a Carol that puts the time and effort in it and now is making her living from futures, or a David that does that. People that want to succeed, okay, in this game of trade. It's a hard game, but I'll teach you how to win it, and that's the value I think I bring, okay? Anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there for everybody to see it, okay? The other area that I really want to spend a lot of time with, we have a secret weapon that's not too secret. It's called the roadmap software. I think in the last 4 or 5 months, people have understood that the roadmap is the key to entries and exits and all that stuff. And you had it all along, but you didn't do it. So I told Jonathan about 4 months ago, we're going to take it apart piece by piece. I mean, how many people, let me ask this question now, you've seen it and used it every day, can do without the moneymaker as a feature to help you guide you throughout the day with no matter what you're doing? It's an outstanding feature, isn't it? Okay. Anyway, I think that we'll continue to train on it and we'll continue to highlight different things like the dashboard and all the things that go into making money. Okay. So just a real beautiful thing going forward. Okay. I think that's important. All right, Chuck, you got anything you want to add before I get going? Because we're going to go. Here's the plan. we're going to go to the slides and go through the slides and a sneak preview on a couple products I really want people to have a shot at. I'm going to talk about tonight. And then we're going to go into Thanksgiving, and I'm going to tell people something. How many people can look at their Telegram channel tomorrow night after 9? Give me a yes. The Telegram channel tomorrow after 9 can look at their channel. I'm talking about 9 o'clock, because tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, I will be making a post in there. Okay? And so if you're part of the futures program, you will get what I call a Thanksgiving surprise tomorrow night after 9. Okay? Just letting everybody know it's coming. Okay, so let's get going if we can. Always on YouTube, always on Telegram. Be happy, and I'm happy you're here. Risk involved in trading past performance is not indicative of future results. For folks that know me, I'm a former Air Force officer. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I do it. Okay? And active trader since the 70s, former member of Chicago Mercantile Exchange, authored 3 books, and I worked with students since 1996. At DTI, we help you master the markets through education. Notice education takes the top billing, training, and experience. The experience is the trading that we do. The trades I give you all the trades I give you are my best efforts of showing you how to let the market pay you. Okay? That's my goal. In my opinion, the market should not be bought tonight. The market should be watched sort of like a Monday on this break that we're having between tonight and tomorrow. Okay? It's observation time. 7 Sisters. That's where we are coming into Friday after Thanksgiving, 1483, 1906, 1071, 19%, 58% on gold. Crude's down 18%. Y'all remember the first year when crude was doing good, about 72, and I said it was going down. I said, folks, this is the trade of the year. Y'all remember me talking about that? I told everybody that would listen, crude was a short this year. 18% down. It's not done, folks. It's going lower. Bonds, I said they're going higher, and that's what that 3% says. I'm so happy to have the anchor program to take advantage of that, and I think it's good. All right, the 10 tickers this week. Do we have any players? Apple above 272.55. Let me go check and see if anybody made any money with that from Sunday night. Apple is 277. Would you say that's a good call? Say yes or no. Was that a good call? Absolutely. NVIDIA, no play. TQQ above 50.55 currently right here. TQQ is 53. That's a good play. Google, here's one for you, 302. Google went to 334. It's at 320. I'd say that's a good call, wouldn't you? On Sunday night for me to tell you it's going up above that number. QQQ. I said if it goes above 597, that ought to be positive. Heck, the QQQ's at 615. That's a good call. SPY, 667, good call. TLT, greater than 90.55. TLT is at 90.61. It's going to be good for Friday. TLT. Gold, above 377. Gold is 383. J&J 207, and of course XBI. How's that XBI working out for you? I know what you're thinking. Man, this must be a fluke. Old Tom Boy gives me these 10 tickers, and there's enough money there to make a living off of. Who's going to be there Sunday night when I give you next week's 10 tickers? Totally free. All you got to do is show up. Who's going to be there? Those don't come out of the air, folks. That's experience showing you how this game is played. By the way, you look at some of the prices of those stocks. How's the best way to play those if you don't have the kind of money to buy the stock? How's the best way to play it? Delta. That's right. Delta's the best way to play it with options. And I tell everybody, set alerts on these prices. Don't get caught sitting. Okay? That's 10 trades possible every week. Free for being loyal subscribers. All right, now I wanted to identify, as Black Friday's coming up, 7 top programs that you really are to consider. Roadmap Software, MTI by DTI, my T-Buzz Talk and Trade. Some people tell me it's the best program I got. I like it because it works when everybody's taking time off. Genesis, what a program that is. And how about this new live trading thing I'm doing? Y'all like the live trading? Give me a yes if you like the live trading. Unbelievable, huh? Making a difference in your account, isn't it? Me being with you and Chuck and Jonathan being with you. One ticker payout. And then anchor trading is a new product we introduced. And boy, it's off to a jump, isn't it? It's jump started, anchor trading. Anyway, I wanted to put those out there. That's, in my estimation, those are some real value propositions having those, okay? And I just said, let's look at it. Now, come Friday, every one of these programs, if you don't have it on Friday, you might want to get it. It'd be a turning point for us. We always have a turning point after Friday when prices go back. And so you ought to look at these programs by Friday, okay? If you don't have it. All right. We're going to get started. I'm going to be with you all day Friday from 9 to 1, 9 to 12. I've devoted Friday for the last 20 years, and I like to show you how to make money on, that's why we call it Green Friday. Bring your trading shoes. Breaking news. Here's the breaking news I'm going to announce Friday, but I'm going to announce it as an early bird tonight for those that know the future or know how valuable what I'm about to say is. Breaking news. Breaking news is the fact that we're going to release in January the start of our 52 interactive home study course. Now, I told people today, some of you don't remember this, but when I was in school, grammar school or whatever, we had a thing called the weekly reader. Y'all, did anybody here remember the weekly reader? A very powerful thing to learn every week, right? Not too much overload where you do it, right? Well, that idea popped in my head, and I said, you know, I'm going to develop something very similar to trading as the weekly reader, and so we're going to bring it back. I love the weekly reader. I love it. That's how I learned. I was so excited to go into the classroom and get the subject of the week. You know, to spend time learning. I'm going to use that same style with trading, okay? And it's going to be interactive, and we'll develop and you'll see all the stuff. But for those of you that believe I can do what I'm saying, you got a chance to save a lot of money, okay? And I'm going to limit to 100 on this beta interactive home study course. It's dtitrader.com/home. It's going to be $2,500 for the program, but for the 100 that come across the line and sign up, you can get in for $1,000. Okay? Everybody understand what I'm saying? I'm going to let you help me build it in December and make sure everything I covered. Today I've spent time with Chuck. Chuck, how many different subjects did we cover in our brainstorming session that we're going to cover in the interactive? You remember how many we had that I gave you off the top of my head?
I think you gave me about 40. I think I added about 5 or 6 more. So we're
About
closing in
45
on
right now.
52.
But
Yeah.
my plan is these 100 people, okay, I'm giving a substantial discount on this Green Friday, and you can take it and get in for 1,000. So take one of the spots if you want it, okay? Any questions about that? We'll meet and discuss the subjects we have in December, and we'll start adding to that and talking about how you want to receive the information over 2026. Yes, it will cover the roadmap. That's one of the subjects. It will cover different things inside the roadmap. Absolutely. It covers different tools. It'll cover strategies, time of day, key numbers. Al, I'm so excited about it. I can't wait to get it built. Neil, it's not going to be something that you had to spend your time in books. You're going to get the executive summary. Then when you want to go deeper in the subject, we're going to have interactive meetings for that. Okay. We'll have a room that you'll be able to say, hey, Tom, you said this. I want to know more about that, and we'll cover it. Okay. That's the way it'll work. Okay. But it's be interactive. I know how to teach it. I just got to get it built, and that's what I'm going to do. Now, any questions about this? Okay. Yeah, we'll record all the sessions. Absolutely. I always, you know why I record the sessions? That's a great question, Lita. You know why I record the sessions? Because I don't get everything the first pass either. I have to go back through some of the recordings to learn things at your own speed. That's why it's called interactive home study. Now, the other thing I'm doing is a little twist. I'm bringing other people in throughout the year. We're kicking it off. How many people heard Jeffrey Hirsch? Who heard Jeffrey Hirsch? Pretty smart guy, right? I got a lot of smart guys like Jeffrey I'm going to bring in here and do webinars throughout the year with these people as far as the home study course. Okay? Y'all like that idea once a month to bring a guy like Jeffrey in and other people in, maybe Linda and other people I know? Yep. The people that made what we do today important. People in my career that I'll bring in. Y'all remember Louis Borsalina? Probably the greatest S&P trader of my lifetime. I have him as a guest speaker. Hadn't talked to him yet, but I'm sure he'll do it. Maybe Tom. We'll see. Not committing anybody beyond Jeffrey right now because he's the only one I talked to and he loved the idea. Okay. So dtitrader.com/home. If you're going to take one of these spots, type in there, Tom, I'm going to be in. Okay. Linda, of course, Chris, absolutely. I'm going to ask her and Damon. I'll ask both of them, Linda and Damon. Oh, yeah, a lot. Alan says he's in. Alan, you're the first guy in. That's so bad. I don't know who else is in. Tell me if you're in on this. I want to see how many people see the future with me. Neil says he's in. Adam says he's in. Okay, we got a lot of people saying they're in.
So Tom, those early signups, you still planning the live webinars in December?
Yeah, I'm gonna do live with the people that sign up. Okay, people that sign up, then they're gonna help me build where we want to go. We'll have the brainstorming session we do. Okay. Monica, absolutely. Your husband would love to interact. I'll take somebody not knowing how to spell stocks and have them be able to be traders by the end of this 52 weeks. That's a promise. Monica's going to put her husband in. Okay, I got it.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the real unique things about getting involved early and being there for those live webinars in December is you get to help shape the class. We're going to have some of those sessions that are still up for grabs. We're still trying to, iron out. And these students who are going to
let
be
me tell you
there,
how it's going to work. Chuck and I and Jonathan are going to get together and we're going to organize all the subjects. And once we get the subjects organized, we're going to have a webinar and say, okay, guys, tell me, looking at these subjects, things that you might want to know or any other subject that maybe we forgot, okay? You will play an active role helping us construct what I hope to be the best interactive home study course in history. I'm putting my name on it, and it's going to be good. No, this will be over and above, Gwendolyn, of the train and trade, okay? This is totally, you got to buy this to be in it, okay? It will go from, hey, I want to learn how to manage my money to, hey, I wouldn't mind being a trader. This is everything. The language that you need, Chuck, make sure you put language of the market. We got to make sure we got a whole class on that too, okay? My goal is to take 100 people on the beta in December, and then the price is going to zoom after I get to the 100. That can be a subject too. Dave says how to avoid information overload. Maybe having a plan for the year, a plan for the month, and a plan for the week. Put that in there, Chuck. That's a subject I forgot to give you. In other words, an outline of how to plan your year.
actually, I think you already gave me the week, month, year, so that's already in there. But on the how to avoid information overload, discipline, one of the greatest skills that a trader can learn. I think we got some people that we might be able to talk to about that.
Yeah, discipline is a definitely secret. I'm pretty excited because you know what? You know what, Chuck? What's going to make this so much fun is be able to help people see the picture of what it takes. Depending on what time you got. How about that? How to manage your time in trading together. That's part of that planning series that we'll do. Okay. I'm trying to think of other things that we identified as subjects. You got any of it handy, Chuck? You could read people things we talked about. Oh yeah, definitely risk management, Jim. Definitely risk management. That's one of the subjects I know. Neil, write down everything when I see your name go across as one of the members. I'll sign that subject to you. Just come up with anything you want to give me. I'm here to help. Nothing's off the table in December as we add these things. Be one of the first 100. Go there and be there. Now, let me give you a little kicker. How many people ever heard me use the term scholarship? You better believe if I get you enrolled this in one of the 100, you're going to get a scholarship. So don't delay if you want to be part of it. Don't delay.
So Tom, let me give you a couple of the big ones that I think are important.
Sure.
These are mostly Tom's ideas. Uh, Great books to read. Books to read about trading. I know you've got a few that you enjoy. You've actually written a few, and
Look,
we're going to
you
talk
can't
about
see
that.
behind me. I got a whole library of it.
Right.
Some of it are a waste of money, but I'm going to tell you the ones I've read.
Right. We've got focus on news reports that come out every month. We've talked about the big reports before, the GDP, PPI, CPI. We'll get back to having those from the government now that the government's open. They'll get caught up in a bit. We have how to read a chart, because chart reading is very important. I think
I
you and
find
I.
this very interesting. Let me interrupt you real quick,
Yeah.
Chuck. I see people do entire courses like on candlesticks and all this stuff. And I knew a few that were friends of mine. And I thought, why don't people know how to really read a chart? And I tried my very best to simplify chart reading for people. And, down to this week, we covered in the roadmap.
Yeah, the 3-bar pattern.
Well, no, we covered the accuracy module, how to tell when to buy and when to sell using the 3 patterns.
Yeah, 24-hour market clock. You have stressed that ever since I've known you.
Yeah, that's the value of me having the Globex tournament. Okay. Bert, hey, make sure you get Bucks there. Buck, great idea, Buck. Great idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to copy some of this down.
I know you're gonna have to, Chuck. We got a lot of work to do. This is not. This is a passion project for me because this course will be something that you can keep, and if you have a teenager or somebody you want to teach, you'll be able to given this course and say, read it. It's still viable today. Still viable today. I guess you might say combined about 70 years of education from all of us, what we thought really made sense that you had to learn as an investor and trader.
David's got a great suggestion here.
Look what Jim said. Jim said, 2,500 is dirt cheap. You're right. 2,500 is dirt cheap. Okay. I'll call it, once I get it all done, the interactive home study, the DTI playbook. You like that name, the DTI playbook? It just came to me. That name popped in my head. The DTI playbook. Well, Chuck, based on this response, a lot of people Friday's not going to get a chance to take one of the 100 slots at 1,000. Oh man, I
Well,
think
I'll
Jim
tell you
had it
what.
right. You copy and show what Jim said in here.
Sounds like
You
he's
need to
really
copy,
work.
let everybody see what Jim wrote. He's a very good student of ours.
Yeah, Neil pointing out Jesse Livermore. We'll definitely be talking about Jesse Livermore at some point.
That's right.
That would probably fall under the great books heading, I think. But there might be a few other things that we can learn from Jesse Livermore.
Oh, absolutely. The tape reading, by the way, that's a subject we'll cover, tape reading.
Yeah, I got to put that one on.
Well, we're off to a great start. I knew we hit a theme, and I've got another area I want to talk about tonight because last night I think we broke a glass ceiling with my futures people, and I decided that this is something that, let me go next slide real quick. Green, let's talk about early bird green Friday price. And I got Futures Plus. I want to talk about Futures Plus a little bit because I made a statement today that I plan on following through with. The futures online trading, I'm raising the price after Friday. But I have a lot of people in there that been with me for a year, 2 years, and now they're starting to see how to get value. Like last night, everybody that took the trade last night, type in there that you took the trade if you're my futures, because I think people had figured out just how valuable that is, but we'll do it. Part of that team that brought the DAX to the U.S., always a key marketer for both exchanges. One of that Globex terminal. We meet every Monday night at 7 p.m. There will be a special posting based on Green Friday, okay? Based on Green Friday tomorrow night, Thursday night, Thanksgiving night at 9 o'clock in the Telegram channel. All sessions are recorded. A lot of people love what I do there, learning futures at time, growing your account through his educational process. 15 years he's known me. If you want to learn, he's got it right. I can teach you. And that love letter from Ryan always makes me smile. It's about being right. A lot of classes we've covered already. We'll continue to cover New Frontier. I started a program in futures teaching about Delta and futures options. And I work with a Delta 50, a Delta 10, and different things, okay? And then I decided last night I figured out the perfect delta to do for what we wanted to do in the E-mini last night. And I think people got a real, in the futures program, got a real opportunity to that. And they're posting there some of what happened. But I decided to do this. I said, I'm rolling back the prices through Friday on the Futures Plus, give everybody one last chance to be part of it. And we'll meet Monday night, obviously, and get you into the futures channel. But the futures program is something I believe everybody needs. And I lowered the price to $12.50. This will be $2,500 after Friday. I know it's a bit, you think it's a big jump, but it's well worth it when you see what we added to it with the posting at 9 in the evening when it sets up. The value just went off the chart. So there it is if you want to get it. And I wanted to put it out there for people that's in the program right now. Let them have the ability to get it and keep it and lock it in at that price for an extra year. Even if your year is up, you can buy the year here to add on. I plan on keep doing it. I enjoy doing it. And so there it is, the futures program at that price. After Friday, you won't see that price anymore. Any questions about that? I wanted to bring that up tonight. I told people tonight about it. Some people decided to join. I said, but they need to know this is a price that goes away. Finally, I can't do it for that, not what I'm putting in there with all the people. Yeah, if you are a member already, this is where you want to renew at that price. You got the Friday to make it happen. But if you do it tonight, you got it done. Okay? Folks, what I'd like to do is here's what I'd like to do to finish up tonight. I would like to go to the Seven Sisters in a live market, and we're going to do it after we play the song one more time. Listen to the words of the song. This song tells you a lot about the future. Play that song one more time. Give everybody a chance to take us up on these great early bird pricing offers we made tonight. Yeah, Polly, if you got a friend that you want to refer, okay, you'll get a $200 rebate off your annual program for every friend that signs up, okay? So you want to give the name, and that I'll give them $200 off. If you refer people, they sign up by Friday. Or they sign up after that, they're going to pay $2,500. Okay. Paul and Steve took me up on this offer. Way to go. Add to your education right here through Futures Plus. Did anybody have trouble sleeping with that Delta trade I gave last night? It was pretty simple, wasn't it? Get long, buy this option. See y'all tomorrow at a double. It doubled, folks. It doubled. $1,000 in that trade would have paid you $1,000 profit last night. We're ready to go into warp speed. That's why the price is going up 2,500. We're going to go into warp speed next. Pretty cool stuff. Chuck, can you play the song? Adam, somebody play the song, and then we're going to go to a live market and finish up. I don't hear anybody.
All right. Well, you've got control. Do you want me to take control of the screen?
Yeah, you'll have to, because we're going to go to the roadmap. Play the song and go to the E-mini on the roadmap, if you will.
Okay, hang on.
After you play the song.
Yeah, I've got to move my roadmap over to that computer.
That's a personal issue, Chuck. That's not mine.
Well, let's see. Who is it that likes the white colors?
Me.
All right. Just saying. Okay, let's see. I should be able to take over the screen. All right, you're going to have to shut your screen down.
Okay, how do I do that? Just tell me what I need to do.
Stop share.
So share. Oh, stop share over here. I see the red thing. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so
yes. Yeah, Polly, this takes you to February 25th. I should have said that. Polly just said something. His subscription doesn't end to February. This adds on from the end of his current subscription. Great question, Polly. All right, blow up an E-mini big, and I want to go through the E-mini real quick.
But okay, you want to go through the E-mini, or you want to do the music?
Well, yeah, I want to do the music, but I want to go through the E-mini once you get it there. Okay, perfect. Let's do the music, because people are still signing up, and we'll let them get caught up, and then we'll get started.
All right.
In the early light, before the market like a riverboat man. Oh, T-Buzz, he's trading his way through the peaks and the falls, come what may, with a gut full of grit and a heart that won't sway. T-Buzz, he did it his way. He watches the charts like the stars in the sky, looking for answers, a reason, a why. Some call it luck, some call it skill, but Tom just calls it paying the bills. Through the red and the green, he's danced with a line. Every loss and each win, a tale of his time. Oh, T-Buzz, he's trading his way through the peaks and the falls, come what may, with a gut full of grit and a heart that won't sway. T-Buzz, he did it his way. Not every day's a victory, not every trade a gold, but he's learned to weather storms, let the stories unfold. With his eyes on the prize, his heart in the fray, T-Buzz stands tall at the end of the day. Not every day's a victory, not every trade a gold, but he's learned to weather storms, let the stories unfold. With his eyes on the prize, his heart in the fray, T-Buzz stands tall at the end of the day. Not every day's a victory, not every trade a gold, but he's learned to weather storms, let the stories unfold. With his eyes on the prize, his heart in the fray, T-Buzz stands tall at the end of the day. Not every day's a victory, not every trade a gold, but he's learned to weather storms, let the stories unfold.
All right, there we go.
All right, folks, there's a couple things you want to look at on the E-mini. Tomorrow, I will do a T-Buzz TV. I will give you the pivot number for tomorrow night. And just follow the Telegram postings, if you will. But the number I have in my head right now is 6845. 6845. I'm not taking a trade tonight, but 45 is the number that I think we got to pay attention to, okay? 6845. And then we get up to the monthly open. That's your target, I think, by Friday is 6880. 6880 was the monthly open for November. And if we get back to the monthly open, I think that with the fact we open at 6725 October 1, right? 6725 October 1, then 6880, if we get there by Friday's close, that November is going to be looked at as just a sideways month, okay? I think that's something to keep in mind, but as long as you're above the 6725, I think we're intact going into December. Any questions about that E-mini evaluation? No, Hector, it doesn't. Does not.
Well, Tom, it's kind of interesting. You can almost not see those lines that I've drawn in there because they happen to line up very well with the buy zone and the target price that's in the compass chart.
Yep. I want you to remember one thing when you go to bed tonight. Last week, the market was in turmoil. I showed you through experience that we haven't had 2 down weeks in a row. And I think having that knowledge helped everybody have a great week. I feel good about that based on the comments I've been seeing from people. So I think we're in good shape. So tomorrow, y'all have a great Thanksgiving. I thank all those people that joined. Just so many people joined. Thank you so much. And I'd like to say, I'll see everybody Friday morning. Returning Thursday night at 9 o'clock in the futures program. Pay attention. I have a trade for Thursday night. If it sets up like I think it will, to take advantage of it, where when you start off the next morning, everybody will be beside themselves. So any questions that we left on the table for you, I'd like to do that. Happy Thanksgiving. It's going to be a great finish to the year. And Roger's already called me butter again. I must be on a roll. Thank you so much, all of you. I'll see everybody on the flip side. Enjoyed the session. Thank you. Now, Adam, do you want to replay this for everybody, or can we replay it, or is the tape not going to be good enough to do that? I don't know, Chuck. They probably can't get the recording out for everybody.
Probably not. And I think Adam is visiting with family, so he might not be on the back call.
Yeah, no problem. What we'll do, I tell you what we'll do. Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, why don't we just replay it in the room at 8 o'clock? You want to do that? That way people can watch it before 9, Adam. Okay? We'll just do a stream at 8 o'clock for everybody tomorrow night.
Now look at that. He made it in.
Always got to be thinking, Chuck, as a trader. Y'all have a great Thanksgiving. Thanks, Chuck, for helping me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and happy holidays, everybody. And Tom, enjoy the partial day off where you don't have to think about the markets for a little bit.